What's up everybody, it's Max Digital here, where I compare and break down tech. Here I will compare the Motorola One 5G Ace with the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G. I have a picture of the Motorola on the left and I have the picture of the A52 5G on the right. Let's go ahead and break down and see what kind of differences we see on these devices. So both of these devices are affordable 5G devices. The Ace is, I believe, around $400. You can get it unlocked and also on prepaid for around $30 if you bring your number on Metro PCS, for example, or Metro by T-Mobile. The A52 5G is yet to launch in the United States, but it is rumored to be coming with a price tag of around $500. And if it does come to prepaid, like its predecessor, the A51, it should be heavily discounted as well. So both of these devices are very comparable. It gives an affordable price tag to a 5G phone to the masses, and more people can experience speedy 5G speeds if they have it in their area. So the Motorola Ace 5G has a height of 6.5 inches, 3 inches wide, 0.39 inches thick. The A52 has 6.3 inches of height, 2.96 inches width, and 0.33 inches thick. So the overall slimmer device, just by a hair, is the A52 5G from Samsung. For the heftier, weighty device, it's going to the Ace 5G. It's 7.48 inches, kind of heavy, almost half a pound, while you get a more lightweight 6.67 ounce A52. You do have water repellent coating on the Motorola Ace 5G, but you get actual dust and water resistance IP67 on the A52. You can actually submerge it in water up to 1 meter for 30 minutes, so the advantage goes to the Samsung. As for the display and the screen, you got a 6.7 inch LTPS IPS LCD display on the 5G Ace with 85% screen to body ratio. You get a slightly smaller display of 6.5 inches Super AMOLED 120 Hertz on the A52 with a little bit lower 85, around the same 85% screen to body ratio on the A52 5G. So just a slightly bigger screen on the Motorola. Both of these screens have a resolution of full HD. They're both 1080 displays. You get 393 ppi on the Motorola, 405 ppi on the Samsung. So very similar, bright, nice screens from these two devices. As for the software, you're getting Android 10 on the Motorola, which is a cleaner, more stock version of Android. And you get Android 11 with Samsung One UI 3.1 on top, which has its own advantages. It's a lot more busy than the Motorola stock Android, but you get a lot more features and tweaks that are custom to Samsung. So to each their own, but they're all gonna run the same apps, no problem. Especially with these chipsets, they're both Snapdragon processors. On the Motorola, you get the Snapdragon 750G. On the Samsung, you get 750G as well. So you got the exact same chip in these bad boys. So it makes it very compatible. Both of these phones will run all your popular apps and all your casual gaming, even a little bit of more intensive games. So yeah, both of these should not disappoint anybody unless you're doing maybe a little bit of heavy video editing or super intense hardcore gaming. Other than that, people will be happy with the processing power. For the internal storage, the Motorola has a base storage of 64 gigs, while the Samsung is better at 128 gigs of internal storage. Both of them have micro SD card slots, so they both could expand storage, so that's really nice for both of these. You could pay for more internal storage if you'd like. Along with that, let's talk about the RAM. You get 4 gigs of RAM in the Motorola. You get 6 gigs of RAM in the A52. Honestly, yeah, I mean 6 gigs is going to be an advantage on the Samsung. 4 gigs is kind of weak. considering a lot of budget devices at a lower price point are starting at 6 gigs of RAM. But regardless, you're not gonna have a lot of closed apps or crashing apps because of 4 or 6 gigs of RAM. Most people won't notice how much RAM they'll have. This will be enough for most people. As for the camera systems on these devices, the Motorola has a triple shooter on the back, 48 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro. On the A52, you have a quadruple setup, 64 main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, 5 megapixel depth count. Don't let all these cameras impress you that much. Honestly, in my opinion, the only ones that matter is the main camera and the ultra wide, and both of these seem pretty good. If you're in the right light or if you're outside, they'll take awesome pictures and videos. Speaking of which, these phones both take 4K video, which is pretty good. It's options there, although most people don't take advantage of 4K. For these selfie cameras, you have a 16 megapixel shooter on the Motorola, 32 megapixels on the A52. You only could shoot 1080p video on the Ace 5G, while you could take 4K selfie on the Samsung. So you got just a better camera system overall on the Samsung, although you know you'll be average on the selfie camera on the Motorola. These phones are rocking headphone jacks, so it's awesome for people that haven't fully embraced wireless. You can still connect your physical headphones, your mic, or connect it to your car via an aux cord for your music. So that's pretty awesome. So for Bluetooth, we're looking at 5.1 on the Ace 5G and 5.0 Bluetooth on the Samsung. It doesn't matter between these two because they'll both be very capable of connecting your wearable devices such as your smartwatch, your wireless headphones, speakers, smart bands, all that good stuff. Both of these offer NFC, except that the A52 will depend on your region. They both offer USB Type-C port for charging, very underrated port. Same port found on computers, laptops, tablets, and whatnot. For unlocking these devices, they both use a fingerprint reader. You got a rear-mounted one on the Motorola. You get a under-the-display reader, optical, on the A52. Both are very reliable for the most part. And now to the big important one is the battery, and luckily both of these deliver in the battery department, especially since these phones are 5G. You got a 5,000 milliamp battery in the Motorola Ace 5G, while you get 4,500 milliamps in the A52. So very capable batteries. They're over 4,000 each, which is awesome. They should last you most of the day, if not the whole day. If you manage to tax that battery, you got fast charging on both. You got 15 watts on Motorola, 25 watts on the A52. So both of these devices offer a great entry-level way to get 5G into your hands to more people. The price is getting right for 5G, and these are a great representation of these companies moving forward, delivering great specs, a great price, and 5G for more people. Out of these two devices, the differences I see is that the Motorola keeps that stock Motorola feeling with the software. You do have a little bit of advantage with a little bit bigger screen. You get a little bit of extra Bluetooth, but it's a lot of negatives on the Motorola. First of all, the internal storage is only 64 gigs. You're getting way more options and just way more, it just feels newer in general. On the A52, you got that 128 gigs of storage, the more futuristic under the display fingerprint reader. The cameras are just better quality overall, especially on the selfie camera. The Motorola has 1080p, which doesn't matter too much, but if you're trying to compete with more modern 5G smartphones, that might be important to a lot of people. And yeah, you know, both of these should be good for 99% of people out there, but I would choose the A52 overall. So if you guys have any phones you want me to compare, go over, if you just want to leave me a comment, say my videos suck or they're hot garbage, go ahead and do that as well. I'm found on all over the internet, Twitter, TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram. You know where to find me. Thanks for watching, guys. Max Digital here. Peace out.